So good evening. We're back again, -1, but he is coming. Big up Tobes, he's coming. Saeed, brother, what you saying, man? How's life?
Yeah, man. I'm good, man. Apart from the trains today, man, it's about, pissing me off. Other than that, man, I'm all good, man. 1 minute you're on this platform, and then they tell you to go on another platform. Like, you got one job. And then the train broke down. And then it was like, sort yourselves out, man. It's splitting. It's only 12
and
o'clock.
Literally give you a split second or you missed the train, innit?
Yeah, man. It's like, and I've got to run to the other platform, like, but then I've got to pay for another ticket. Like, but yeah, listen, the country's up in arms, mate. I went today to the polling station, man, and to do the local elections, and they're asking for IDs and everything. It's, bro, the country, man. You've left the country at the right time, mate. It is honestly falling apart, man. I'm telling you.
I'm living life, mate. 25 degrees. It's a little bit hazy today, which is perfect because my tan will come on quicker. Yeah, when it's pure sunshine, it takes a little bit longer to tan, man. But I've got my mum here. She landed yesterday. She's here for a month.
Man.
Man. She's down at the pool. She's tanning herself as we speak. So yeah, she's loving life, man. Like I've got a supermarket about a mile away, and it's down a hill. Yeah. Every day she'll walk to the super. I'm like, Mum, why are you walking? She's like, no, I want to walk. So yeah, she went to the supermarket. I wasn't even up, bro. She'd been to the supermarket and back before I got out of bed. I'm like, you're crazy.
They're early birds, man. They're early birds. Moms are always early birds, man. And I'm like, listen, let me just enjoy. Let me just shine, breathe the air first, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's good, man. Yeah, tomorrow beach day, Saturday beach day, Sunday obviously we got Newcastle. But before we get into talking about our games, you got a game tonight, obviously, and obviously Arsenal. But let's talk about City first, man. Bro, that dolphin they have up front, he looks identical to a dolphin, bro. I'm not calling him a robot, he's a dolphin. Yeah, he is a dolphin. Bro, that finish, yeah.
Oh.
And you know what's mad? Is you see the keeper coming off his line, you see him look up.
I know.
And he knew exactly. Do you know what I like about him? He's always in control. Yeah, always. Like he never gets flustered. He doesn't panic. I know he's missed a couple of sitters at times this season. Yeah, but I mean the volume of goals. Yeah, and he's always in the right place. His runs are elite, but he's just in control of every situation in front of goal. It's mad.
He's a machine. That's what he is, guys. He's a machine. I'm telling you now, man. They need to test him, man. You know how Wolverine was tested in that little thing. Then he jumped up, and then he started saying, he started getting his claws out. Haaland needs to be tested, man, because that is not normal, man. To reach the goals that he has done in a singular season and smash the record, man. Like, and there was an absolute muppet here that gets airtime that's saying that he won't get the top scorer. You know what I mean? Which is absolutely mad. You know what I mean? I just think for me, you know what it is for me? It's just he sniffs goals. He loves to score. You know how people just get an enjoyment? Like Ruud van Nistelrooy was the same. There's strikers out there that just live and breathe football and they love scoring goals. No matter how many he's got, he wants another one. Like he gets pissed off when he gets subbed off. Guardiola sometimes. I think Guardiola stopped him from scoring 10 more goals. I genuinely do think that because he's taken him off certain times in a game. But I just think for me, the composure, to look up, Lee, and then chip him, like that is sheer arrogance, man. And he can do that. And at the end, he's there getting slapped up and that. They give him a guard of honor. And then he's like, yeah, man, that's me.
do you know what? It's a player that's fully at the top of his powers, man.
Yes.
Like this season. But do you know what's crazy? I don't even think he's peaked for the level he could get to. It's mad, isn't it? Like this season, he is. You're right. If Pep didn't sub him off, bro, he'd probably have 10 more goals.
That's what I'm saying. And you know what it is for me? I just don't like this, man. I don't know, man. I just feel like he's going to smash records. And it's just too easy. Like, how normally there's a little bit of a struggle? He's not had a struggle. He's just... And Pep Guardiola, by the way, is allowing him, the system and whatnot, is allowing him to just literally, not necessarily goal hang, but he doesn't have to run around. I don't know if you watched him at Dortmund, but he was running that channel. He was running that channel. He was involved in the game. Him and Sancho were linking up. He was creating goals. I think now he's been told, you are not touching the ball. You must stay where you are. And he might have 8 against Southampton. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he only had like 11 touches of the ball. Like I'm pretty sure he did. And that's what Guardiola wants. He doesn't want him to get muscle injuries. Look at this season. He's had, I think, one bad-ish injury. Apart from that, no muscular injuries, no random injuries, because he's not ruining. His guy is a machine. He eats a lot of food, so he needs to maintain his body. He is a physical specimen. He's going to be prone to muscular injuries because of the way his kind of physique is, his pace and power. So he needs to kind of sacrifice the other side of his game and just be a gunman. Mentally, that must be so tough, Lee. Imagine you're up front and you're not getting the ball and you're just there. But then
Just standing there.
you're standing there. But then you have to look at you have to be mentally strong. Say, you know what? When I get that one chance here, I am scoring. You know how Jesus, he might be doing all this stuff, yeah? But ultimately, if you're not scoring goals, big up Tobes. If you're not scoring goals, listen, man, that's what you're there as a striker. You need to score goals. So mentally, this guy is so strong to be there and not be involved in a game for so long, but then know that when he gets his chance, he's scoring. For me, that's a top striker. Not only physically, but mentally, he's strong as well for a young age. And I think he's a top player, man. Haaland, man. I hate it because he's on the other side of Manchester. We could have got him. We missed a phone call for this. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and John Myrtle missed the important phone call for Haaland. And I'm not saying that would have been the whole deal. That would have been kind of swaying to us. But we missed so much. Bro, he was Ole brought him up into the first team, and he still couldn't get to us.
Bro, Mr. Cool, on Do Not Disturb and that, yeah? How are you, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Sorry, it's just work, just being a pain. But no, I'm good.
You ain't missing the phone call then, no?
Can you not see me, yeah? Because I'm using my new Mac, right? Sorry.
Oh, you look clean. You look clean.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying.
I'm getting a new one as well,
This is what I'm saying. Like I had my webcam plugged in. I said, you know what? Let me test out the FaceTime camera. And I said, wow, it's better than the webcam. It's better than the webcam.
Why do you think I use the FaceTime camera on my Mac?
Crazy.
Miles better, man. But, listen, both of their links for their channels are in the title, people. So make sure you show some love. But Tobes, what do you make of Haaland, man? Like last night, Man City, like to be fair, West Ham put up a little bit of a fight, but it was almost like City just knew that they could step it up at any point and just blitz them. But that finish from Haaland, man. Oh my days. Like he's taking the mick, isn't he?
You know what it is with Haaland? He's like a goal scoring phenom, man. And like even me, I thought he'd come into this league and he'd score goals, but I thought maybe he might need some time to adapt to City style of play. So I remember at the start of the season, I said Haaland has to be hitting minimum 18 to 20 in that City side, and I feel like he'll get that. But bro, it's like they've just fit together like a glove. And to be honest, probably naive of me to think that 20 should have been the minimum. I think someone of his finishing quality and a team like Man City that creates so many chances, he should be probably scoring week in, week out. But even be that as it may, I mean, it's no coincidence that this guy was scoring like at a crazy rate in Germany. It's no coincidence that this guy scores at a crazy rate when he plays for his country. It's no coincidence that he scores at a crazy rate when he plays for Man City. The fact of the matter is, Haaland is just a crazy goal scorer. Like he's probably going to go down as one of the greatest goal scorers of his generation, without a doubt, if not the greatest goal scorer of his generation, as we're going through, because his ability to score goals is crazy. And I feel like his athleticism gives him such an advantage. Like what he lacks in technical quality, he makes up for in athleticism. Some of the goals you see him score, they're very acrobatic. Like he's stretching with his right foot, he's doing bicycle kicks with his left foot.
It's almost like Ibra, isn't it? Ibrahimovic is a big guy, man, but like without the pace. Yeah, like acrobatic goals, all types of goals, cool in front of goal. I'm not saying he might end up being as good as Ibra one day. Yeah, like if he keeps.
What if with Ibra though? He was probably technically more.
Level player, Haaland technically, but
the thing is, Haaland goal very similar, man.
Yeah, for the goal, 100%.
But Haaland, you're seeing him do his thing in the knockouts, man. Haaland, he don't hide. I know obviously he struggled away from home in the big games, but at home against Man City, he's put teams to the sword, man. He really has. You saw what he did to Bayern Munich. You saw what he both home and away as well. I think he's a beast, man. He's actually a beast. And how old is he? What, like 22, 23 years old?
22,
man. And he's got a perfect manager, man. He's got a perfect manager to mold him into being that top striker. a manager that's probably young and impressionable will tell him, "Yo, you're Haaland. You do what you want to do." But in reality, you need the opposite for Haaland. You need to, make sure he's doing little as possible, but then being there when he's at the times right, being so proactive and being ready and sharp. At Dortmund, like I said to you, he had a different role, running the channels more. Now he's having less touches, but being so impactful. That for me is scary, man. You know what I mean? Where nowadays strikers are told, come short, do this, do that, link up play, all this nonsense here. The art of scoring goals has been lost. That's why we're not having natural number 9s anymore, man. Look at us. If we don't get Kane, it's obviously Osimhen's there, but you got Kolo Muani. Again, he's decent, but again, he could be a right winger, he could be a left winger. I wouldn't even say he's out and out number 9. So that's where it's becoming.
The only real out and out number 9 in the league is probably Ivan Toney, and even he's not really out and out, is he? Like, he drops deep a lot, like holds the play up. So I don't know. You're right, man. It's like the number 10s, man. Number 10s have been disappearing for years. Yeah. Like, now number 9s are disappearing. Like, we'll have goalkeepers up front soon. Do you know what I mean? all of this passing out from the back, hybrid midfielders, inverted fullbacks. Like, we rush goalkeepers soon in that. Do you know what I mean?
Sam Allardyce said it though, man. Sam Allardyce said it. You know what I mean? He went on a mad one yesterday. You know what I mean? He was going in.
I love listening to Big Sam. He does shit.
Listen. The thing is with Big Sam, I actually don't hate him. I really don't hate him, but like, I also feel like his type of manager, there's a ceiling that they have. There's a ceiling. Once they go past that ceiling, they're a mess. So the thing is, I was sort of hating against him last time he was in the Premier League. I think it was Watford he was managing. They brought him in thinking he's going to do West Brom. Sorry, they brought him in thinking he's going to do his Big Sam magic. I said no chance. They're going down. And unfortunately for him, even though I think he can make Leeds harder to beat, I think Leeds are going down as well, man. I think they are. I think they're going down.
I think though, to be honest with you, because people assume that, you're playing out from the back and this manager has a bit of, sauce about him and, it's good football. Like, I think football is getting lost in translation though. I think the art of just playing, like what Sam Allardyce said, you could go long, you could do this, you could play a traditional 4-4-2 formation. But now fans have been told, you must play out from the back, you must have a modern day this, and this is just the way it is. And I think now, you're seeing these type managers having Garcia, all these kind of, they're not good enough, man. We need to stop this idea that these managers coming in and if they can do something, they're not, man. You've got to have a system, you've got to have a style and stick to it. And I don't think he kind of came across for the players, if I'm being honest with you. So that's why they've gone back to Big Sam. I think it's a bit embarrassing, if I'm being honest with you, that we're having to resort back to Big Sam. Roy Hodgson coming back. It's a bit embarrassing, but it just shows you the Premier League, you need to stay in it. If Leeds go down, who's to say they come back up? You don't know,
I think they will. I think the same with Everton. If Everton go down, they're doomed, mate. They'll be done.
There you go.
A new stadium being built. Yeah, they've got like loads of debt. Yeah, I say all their top players. They ain't really got any top players. That's why they've done the bottom. Yeah, but like Calvert-Lewin will probably leave. Yeah, but is he all that
as well, man? That guy, man, as well. I can't honestly. This hype around Calvert-Lewin, man. Like he had a little bit of a kind of this, and then he got the England squad, and then he just after that, mate. See you later. Like where's he been? So
you know what it is with Calvert-Lewin? He's a very limited striker. Like what he's good at. There's not many in the Premier League who can do that better than him, which is sort of bullying people in the air and just being a general nuisance from a physical standpoint. But he's a really bad finisher. Like I think what he sort of started to improve on was making sure he's in the right place at the right time. So you see a lot of his goals, they're inside the box, they're tap-ins, they're headers and stuff like that. And I feel like someone like him, if he's given a run of games for a team that cater to his strengths, he can score goals. But I generally agree with you, Saeed. I don't think he's good enough at the top level. He's nowhere near good enough. Nowhere near.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Yeah, he's a mid-table player, or a bench player for a big team.
He's like
coming on something different towards the end of a game or something, but he ain't a starter for a big club.
His rise reminds me of that former Crystal Palace player that came up all them years ago from the Championship. And then all of a sudden just kind of went ghosted. He was at Newcastle as well. I forgot his name. But he was another player like that. It comes up, and then when you get to the Premier League, and then you start getting consistent, you're just not it, man. So I don't know. He might have to redevelop his career at the Championship. You know what I mean? And then kind of come back up and then see what he could do. But yeah, he's average, man. But all in all, going back to Haaland, yeah, man, he's just, for me, he's a difference. I'm not saying that without him, Man City don't win the league, because they've shown it with a false 9. They could have still won the league. Yeah, that's it. Gale, that's it. But I think he's just his mentality for me is more sometimes than his attributes, man. This guy mentally he's a warrior. He's a beast. He's a machine, man. It's absolutely
for somebody that age, to be that in control in front of goal is just a joke. And to have the cockiness, the arrogance, like when he was shushing the Bayern fans after missing the penalty the other day, then he scored and shushed them. Like, but bro, the numbers he's putting out is just a joke. Like, he overtook Shearer's 42 game record yesterday. Like, he's gonna.
By the way, Shearer was a bit mad though for saying like, "Yo, I want this." The only person I would give it to is Haaland. I said, "Listen, mate, you know you're joint with Andy Cole, so give some Andy Cole a bit of respect as well." There,
mate. Andy Cole never gets his props, you know.
I know he never. That's what I'm saying to you. He never does. He never does.
He was
he actually doesn't. Even me, I forget it as well that he actually hit 34 in that Newcastle season.
Yeah, it's mad.
But if you look at the players that are at the top of these goal scoring charts, I think Thierry Henry's best season was 30. I think Kane's best season was 30. Yeah. Right? And this guy's like still got what, 5 games to go? Yeah, and he's done 35 already. Come on, man. It's just pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. But I do wonder, like, because they do create a lot of chances, Man City, which is why they win the league every season. But do you think if they had Kane in that team, because obviously Kane was linked to them, do you think he would have bagged 35? I don't think he would.
I think he would have bagged.
I think he would.
I think he would, bro. I think he's a better. I think this is the argument I was having with Hugh and the Big Six. I think Harry Kane. I feel like he's a better finisher than Haaland. Personally, my opinion. With stronger and weaker foot. I genuinely believe inside the box. Probably Haaland sniffs at goals better, but outside the box, Harry Kane is a much better finisher. And I feel like Harry Kane, his game has never really been reliant on pace. And I feel like obviously whereas Haaland uses that as a weapon, Harry Kane just has a knack of putting himself in positions where he can score. And I feel like if he was playing for Man City, mate, the goals would be flooding in, man. The
only thing I would say though, to kind of maybe oppose that, is that Harry Kane sometimes is his own worst enemy in terms of he loves to drop deep, he loves to create. And I think with Haaland, because he knows he can't do that, he just doesn't get involved in that. Whereas Kane would, it's like Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney, he needed to be in the box, but he was always in around the area. Let Danny Welbeck run off him, or let whoever else run off him. And that sometimes, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I just think that would give the edge for me in terms of Haaland, in terms of finishing, because he would always be there no matter what.
And then do you not think Pep would say to him, "Yo, you're not dropping deep, you're not going on the right wing"? The amount of times I've seen Harry Kane this season crossing the ball off the right wing into the box, and I'm like, why are you there, mate? Like, honestly, you should be on the end of that cross. Yeah, and it's a miracle that he scored that many goals. He's got 25 goals this season in the league, Kane. Yeah, and he's hardly ever in the box these days. That is crazy when you think about it.
Talking about that, you know, Harry Kane scoring that many goals, like, it's mad. It's actually crazy, man.
He would have won the Golden Boot if it weren't for Haaland. It's mad, isn't it?
He could hit 30 goals, man. He could hit 30 goals in the league this season.
Easy.
That's his record, isn't it? His own record's 30 in one season, I think, Kane.
That's his top three in the first half. You know what I mean? And then he could be, you know, motivated to score a goal, man. Because Tottenham had just conceded 3 before half time. Then he's like, you know what? Can I even be bothered scoring, man? So I don't know, man.
Yeah, let's talk about that real quick, yeah, bro. I see you on a watch along, yeah. It was on DR Sports, right? It was on the watch along. You were like jumping around, like, yeah, come on, and then 30 seconds later. Bro, what the hell, man? And do you know what made it even funnier for me? Like, there must be no other footballer in the game that is more hated than Richarlison. Like, 100%. He is just hated by everyone universally. Right, and he whips off the shirt, jumps in the crowd. That shows the mentality of Tottenham, by the way, because there was still 3 minutes of stoppage time. Get the ball. You've got the momentum. Go and put the ball on the spot and try and nick it.
Nah, I'm not having that. I get I'm not having that, but let me say this: when you're 3-0 down, Lee, when you're 3-0 down, and you've just equalized in the 4th minute of stoppage time, bruh, Like, you are entitled to celebrate. I'm sorry, you definitely are entitled to celebrate. And plus, we got to remember as well, yeah. One, he's never scored a Premier League goal for Spurs, which is embarrassing in itself, but he hasn't. Two, he's got a beef with Liverpool fans. He's got a beef with Liverpool fans. So you can imagine he would love nothing more than to stick one up them and pause. he'd love one. He'd love nothing more than to just rub it in their faces and say, you know what, I snatched 3 points away from you with my goal. Ha ha ha. Because let's face it, they hate him. They cuss him out. They do all sorts to him. So
yeah.
I have no issue with him celebrating. Obviously, people are talking about his tattoos and stuff. I hear that part. I feel like the tattoo's a bit goofy, but I had no issues with him celebrating. But my thing is, he's done his job. Like, he hasn't done it throughout the season, but for that specific game, he's come on and he's done his job. Like, he's got us back in. He's got us with a point, right, at that point in time, and then it just gets snatched away because the other Brazilian on the football pitch, who isn't really a Brazilian, decides to pass it to Diogo Jota.
Bro, you know what it is though? I feel like for me, it's gone unnoticed, but Ryan Mason needs to be blamed there. Why are you bringing on every single time persisting with Lucas Moura? I get it, you can win the game, but this guy's never done anything in the previous how many of the games to do anything like it. Just for me, it didn't make sense. It's a calamity waiting to happen. He had a red card the other day when he went against Everton. Like, when does he have a good impact? But this is a Ryan Mason.
4 minutes on the pitch, red card.
So,
but you know what? It must be demoralising for him, yeah, because and I'm not trying to back him because I couldn't care less about him, yeah. But he gave Tottenham fans their greatest night in their history, right? And then he's been benched ever since. Like, and it's not like he's even coming on as a sub. So it's like he's going into training every day. Like, he's won more trophies than Tottenham. Like, he's given them their best moment in their history or recent history. Like, and then he gets benched every week, and then they expect him to come on and actually do something. Like, it must be difficult. Like, we'd see it with Aubameyang the other night. Aubameyang had 3 or 4 chances. Not the game just gone the week before. Aubameyang had 3 or 4 chances, but because he ain't played for so long, he's rusty. Yeah, if he's been playing and coming on as a sub and getting up to match fitness, he might have scored for Chelsea the other night. Like, I don't know, not against us, obviously, the game before that, but I don't know, man. Like,
he looked proper depressed, by the way, Aubameyang, the other night. Like, he looked like he's proper sad, man. I think someone should have given him a cuddle, man. And said, no. Yeah,
he's going back to Barca in the summer, man.
He is.
Messi will probably be there as well. Yeah, and watch him cook next
season.
Back,
the thing is, Chelsea sold him a little bit of a dream, to be honest, because everyone's looking at it and saying, "Oh, Aubameyang's a flop. Aubameyang's this. Aubameyang's that." He's barely played, and let's be real. He's 30. This guy is not. He's no spring chicken. This is what, a 33-year-old. Everyone knows what Aubameyang is now. If you give him chances in the box, he will score goals. He'll miss he might miss 1 or 2, but if you create chances, he'll score. You don't create those chances.
Man. I think he was shelling the Serie A, man, where, you know, like I said to you, look at Giroud. He's firing in goals. And Giroud, to be fair, is probably a better finisher for me than Aubameyang in terms of
no chance. No chance.
No.
Who do you think is better? Who do you think is a better finisher?
Olivier Giroud.
No chance.
If you look at Olivier Giroud, I watch the Italian league a lot. Yeah, look at the way Olivier Giroud.
No way is he a better finisher than Aubameyang. No way.
Do that. I'm looking at Olivier Giroud. Hold on a minute. Let me explain. If you watch Olivier Giroud in the AC Milan squad, yeah, all he does is stand in around the box here, and he's just scoring goals. That's all he does. He doesn't do anything else.
But Aubameyang
he's even more. Sorry.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Aubameyang. So what you're saying about Giroud,
Aubameyang would thrive even more.
He does that better. That's what I'm saying. Like, Aubameyang for me inside the box is a way better finisher than Giroud. Like, he sniffs at goals much better. I feel like you put him
in the Italian league for me. I'm actually giving Aubameyang more props here. I'm saying that in the Italian league, he would actually show what Olivier Giroud is showing now. If you look at Olivier Giroud's finishing now, it's propelled since he was in the English league.
I think Giroud's a better footballer. Yeah, Giroud's definitely a better footballer, but I don't know. It's not as a stupid take as a lot of people think it would be. Giroud is a good finisher. Different types of goals, but he's not mobile enough.
For me, Aubameyang's better, man.
But Aubameyang, there's difference in their careers, man, in terms of goals. Yeah, but
Yeah,
I don't know, man. Like the amount of goals Aubameyang scored compared to Giroud, but then if you look at trophies, Giroud pisses all over him. Like,
well,
maybe that's because he accepts being a bench player. It seems like whereas Aubameyang, like he don't really want to be a bench player, does he? Like so then he'll move
I don't know
around.
what he wants, though, man. To be honest with you, I don't know what he wants, man. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you know what I mean. He obviously left Arsenal, went Barcelona, and then he obviously flirted with the idea of Chelsea. So I don't know, man. Obviously, Barcelona at the time needed to offload a lot of players, and they were in financial trouble. So I don't know, man. There'll still be clubs going in for him. I think he's got about 2 or 3 years left in him.
He's definitely going back to Barcelona, man. Yeah, El Clasico, he was in the dressing room with them all, man.
Yeah,
he was scoring goals at Barcelona. He was scoring goals at Barcelona.
He was their top scorer, and he was there for 6 months.
Yeah.
he worked out Depay's like goals in about 3 weeks or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Overtook him, finished top goal scorer. Yeah, and they shouldn't have sold him, but apparently the deal was already done because he wanted to go to Chelsea, but Arsenal refused to sell him to Chelsea. So Chelsea and Barcelona did a deal, saying, "Yo, you buy him, and we'll have him off you."
That's fair.
But
That's
I think
fair.
he'll go back there. And like, listen, he is definitely a player Chelsea are getting rid of. Yeah, and maybe Bayern Munich. Yeah, Bayern Munich's a shout. You know, yeah, Bayern Munich is a shout because they need a striker. And he's ripped up that league before, and that league's shit anyway.
I think you know what it is with Bayern. I feel like where they've basically had obviously Lewandowski there for so many years, and obviously they moved to Choupo-Moting. I think maybe Bayern want to go for a younger striker that they can build on for the next couple of years, which is why you're seeing them linked with your Kolo Muani's, why you're seeing them linked with your Osimhen's. But Bayern aren't going to pay the money Barca would pay for a player. The money Chelsea will pay for a player, or United will pay for a player. So that's the situation they're in. So they might have to look at someone like an Aubameyang in the short term.
Yeah, I think it depends on because Bayern they're in I wouldn't say crisis because they've won the last 10 years the German league, but they are in a little bit of a situation where some of the senior figures like Oliver Kahn are supposed to be leaving. You know what I mean? I think Dortmund are top. I'm sure Dortmund are top of the Bundesliga. So they are looking for an out and out striker. You see the way he went out in the Champions League.
Bayern are top by 1 point, man. They're back
1
top.
point. Okay.
Yeah, Dortmund drew at the weekend.
That's the same, man. Dortmund, man. I'm telling you, man. But I think ultimately, though, they're going to have to look at Kolo Muani. I think that would be the best option for them. But again, he's worth 100 million now all of a sudden. He has 1.5 good seasons because as well, number 9s are dying and they're at a premium right now. If you don't pay that premium, you ain't getting them.
Bro, football's tapped anyway, man. You got Jude Bellingham going for 120 mil. I mean, come on.
Bro, I know, man. That's all because of Liverpool, man. That's all because of Liverpool. Literally, Grizz Khan, that's everyone. That's their fault, man. Hey, dude.
Do whatever you want with it. Yeah, he's coming to Liverpool.
Yeah. Do you remember Grizz? Grizz was so cocky. Hey, Jude, every single day. Hey, Jude. Bro, I was killing him on Twitter yesterday, man, because there were so many. There were tweets that I had back in November last year, November during the November/December during the World Cup time. Obviously, Jude was doing well for England, so the talk was ramping up. And then I said to him, and then I was actually asked because obviously Liverpool fans gassing themselves, and I actually said, like, hang on a second, why do Liverpool fans actually think they're going to sign Bellingham? Like, okay, they told me that they couldn't. Tchouaméni decided to go to Real Madrid, so it wasn't a case of money. He chose to go to Real Madrid. I said, okay, fine. If that's the case, where was the Tchouaméni money for the rest of the midfielders that you were meant to sign in the summer? Why didn't you sign those players? I was told, oh no, they're saving the money for Jude Bellingham, and then we get told maybe literally like a week later, oh, Jude Bellingham is too expensive for Liverpool. They pull out a race. I mean, I could have told you this like a year ago. Jude Bellingham's price has not changed. It's not changed. Everyone knew that he was going to be bought for around 120 million euros this time last year or the time the year before. Everyone knew that. But the only team was Liverpool. It didn't make sense.
Mate, the money they could spend like on Bellingham, 120, they could go and get 3 proper decent midfielders. Listen, Jude Bellingham's a good player. He ain't worth that much money. I don't care. I don't care how good he is. He is not worth that much money. Yeah, especially when you look at players like Camavinga, who are decent and have gone for peanuts. I know the market's changed slightly, and obviously he's English, so that whacks the price up a bit. But Liverpool don't need Bellingham. Yeah, what they need is 3 decent midfielders with a good standard to repair that midfield. How many of them midfielders?
That's the logical answer. You're right. But obviously,
how many of their midfielders should actually still be there? I mean, James Milner's running around at 38 years old or whatever. I mean, it's ridiculous.
He's got Brighton.
Oxlade-Chamberlain shouldn't be there. Cater's never wanted to be there and wanted out since he's got there.
Cater's an uncle, man. Cater's like 50 years old.
Always injured. Like, Fabinho's just stiff, like he's just wooden, bruv. Like he's just rubbish. I thought he'd be good. Yeah, I wanted him at Arsenal.
Thiago's a coach now. All of a sudden, he's doing translation. I don't know if you've seen that, by the way. He's doing translation for Nunes. I mean, he's translating now. Henderson's
too far gone now.
He's the PR man. He's the Mr. Liverpool right now. So he's the one.
He's the nice guy, like of the Liverpool team, isn't he? Like, so it's mad.
They've all got roles. They've all got roles. So I feel like for me, you know, that was a fantasy for Liverpool fans, innit? That was created by obviously by like Griscard and them, man. So
but this is like us with Mudryk. Yeah, our fans were booing Mudryk the other day. It's like, why are you booing him? If you didn't gas him up so high, nobody would have known who he is. He probably would have ended up at Everton or Brentford.
The thing is, I still think there's a player in Mudryk, man. I still think there's a player in Mudryk.
He is trash, bro. He is trash. The thing is, he's quick. Yeah, and this is the thing, right, with these players that are quick.
He's barely played.
No, that's true. Like, he is quick and he can dribble, yeah, but so can that. Like, I think that lad at Napoli, I think he'll flop in the Premier League. Yeah, not because he's a bad player. But I think you don't get that time, yeah. When I don't watch a lot of Italian league, but I've watched maybe 6 or 7 games in Napoli this season, yeah. And he gets 20 yards of space to run into, like at a centre back or a left back or a right back, and it's like you ain't getting that in the Premier League. And the same with Mudryk. Mudryk looks good when he's got 20 yards to run into. You ain't getting that. Ben Mee just whack you straight in the stands, or Tarkovsky or something. Do you know what I mean?
Welcome to the Premier League.
Like the Premier League needs to go down this more technical footballer route. Like the Portuguese players, they're all technically good on the ball. Spanish players technically good. Like them Italian players.
I would say Kabara is a technical player though. I don't think his game is like as heavily reliant on pace as someone like as some of the other speed merchants, man. I feel like he's got tech. Like he's really good in tight space. He's got good close control, can pass the ball. I like him, man. I think he'd do well in the Premier League personally, and I can see a Premier League side signing him in the next couple of years.
Depends what team he goes to. I mean, anyone who goes to City is going to look all right, isn't they? Apart from Calvin Phillips. Apart from Calvin Phillips, everyone's good. Yeah, but
I'm going to see what role he has as well. I don't know what role he's going to have, Bellingham at Madrid. Like I said, it just depends on what the system is.
You know what they'll probably do, because they got Chouameni as well. And he's been sat on the bench most of the season. I've watched pretty much all of Madrid.
He's been injured. I thought he's been injured.
Yeah, he's been injured as well. But when he's not injured, he's been sat on the bench. They're still playing Modric and Kroos pretty much every week. Yeah, and then they've been playing Camavinga at left back. Yeah, I'd imagine that they'll slowly phase Modric and Kroos out and probably go Bellingham, Chouameni, and I'd imagine and Camavinga, and I'd imagine they'll probably play Bellingham more advanced.
Yeah, or they'll probably. I reckon it'll be Camavinga and Chouameni to compete for the holding spot. But you can also play Camavinga as an 8, I feel like, because Camavinga is a really good footballer, man. I think he's a really good dribbler. He's a good passer of the ball. He's strong. He's a good footballer, that guy. But I think they got Valverde there as well. So I feel like, obviously, Real Madrid are maybe shifting. Obviously, whereas Modric, Kroos, they represent your more stylish, heavily technical midfielder. I think Real Madrid are sort of moving with the times, man. They're moving the times. They're blending some PMP and some dynamism into.
That's what I was going to say, though. You know, sorry to cut you off, Tom, but they are. I don't know. I still think they're missing one midfielder in that mold of a Kroos, Modric. But as you said, Liverpool played with Wijnaldum, you know, and Fabinho and them kind of players where there was no out-and-out creative midfielder in there. It was rock and roll. It was fast. It was. It was transition football, so they could do that. But like I said to you, it just depends because always a Real Madrid way. They always have someone in there that they can dictate the game. They've always had that, So it just depends on what they kind of go next with that and what manager. Because then they Carlo Ancelotti, I don't think he's staying at the end of the season. I think he will be leaving.
Bro, they're third in the league. Atletico won 5-1 and overtook them yesterday.
Yeah.
And do you know what's mad, right? All these people that sit there and say Simeone plays negative football, right? 5 different goal scorers yesterday, right? 5
He
different
does play
goal
negative
scorers.
football, though.
They've got the second best defense
No
in the league,
Felix.
and they've scored the same amount of goals as Barca, who are top, and 9 less than Madrid, who are third.
No
How's
Felix,
that
no
negative football,
problem.
man?
No Felix, no problem, man.
Yeah, no Felix, man. They got Griezmann, man. They got Griezmann still doing his thing, man.
That's my guy,
Running
man.
around
He's
scoring
a
goals.
baller.
Morata.
Guess who's now who's balling out now? Guess who's balling out now? The Argentinian player. Did you see the assist yesterday? What's his name?
Lautaro.
No, what's his name?
Oh, you're talking about Rodrigo De Paul.
DePaul, yeah. Now DePaul's having a more prominent role now. I don't think I rate him, but I still think that assist yesterday
he's just a hard tackling passion merchant. That's what he is. Like, but when it comes off, like, and with the right players next to him, like in the World Cup, he was outstanding in the World Cup, man.
Yeah.
But you had McAllister running around doing all the legs for him. And he was just clattering into people all the way through the World Cup. Yeah, but
I didn't think he was outstanding. I thought he was actually quite poor, Rodrigo. I thought he was really poor. I thought he was really, really poor. Proper passion merchant. Yeah,
he is a passion merchant. Proper, he is. Yeah, but I don't know, man. I do like a passion merchant if it's done in the right way. If it's done in the Zinchenko way, then nah. Let's talk about
no huddles.
Did you see the PSG fans outside Neymar's house?
I did see that. Yeah, man. The PSG fans are crazy.
Look what he's done for the club, though, lads. Like,
bro,
PSG fans are crazy.
Fans, you know that I love them, man. They don't care who you are, bro. Yeah, you can still get it. And if they want a player out, they will force the player out. Yeah, I love that.
You know what's mad? Neymar must be. You know that 50 Cent meme is like, I don't know what happened to me. The Wednesday next year I woke up and
why do you say F me? What do you say F me for?
Neymar thinking, I'm signed. I've just signed a contract 2 years ago. Like, I'm all good. I'm out injured. You know, what are you coming at my house for? But bro, PSG, first of all, Parisians in general and the French people, they know how to protest. So let's just look at it from a broader perspective. Forget PSG fans. French people, anything that goes wrong, they don't mess around. They will go out. I seen that when I was at Paris, mate. I was in a war zone. It was crazy. But like I said, they're not happy, man. Apparently, they're looking at the fans want more. They don't want the superstars gone. They want Parisians in. They want people who want to have passion in it and play for the football club. So it's sticky, man. I think Messi, he could just do what he wants, and he's won the World Cup. He actually doesn't give a shit. Like, he actually
he's been suspended. They suspended him for 2 weeks.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, because he went unauthorized to Saudi Arabia, apparently.
I read this,
and I don't know if he was going to see Ronaldo or something and watch him lose again. I don't know.
I read this though, and I was like, I read this, and because I did my research on this, and I was speaking to Stuart as well, Parisian Londoner, about this.
Yeah.
He was basically saying that, like they're trying to make an example out of Messi, and I was discussing this with some of the touchline lads yesterday on this thing we were doing on this app, and we were thinking this might be like political, you know, because obviously where PSG are owned by Qataris, they don't want Messi sort of using his free time or even club time to go and promote tourism in another Middle Eastern country. So
good point.
I feel like that's probably why they've gone extra hard with Messi, and it did cross my mind because I was thinking this is mad. Like, Neymar's missed training and he was fined like 340. He had a bonus. He had a good behavior bonus that he lost out on. Icardi's missed training. You see Ander Herrera going to these weird clubs. You see Verratti being picked up and pictured outside of these weird clubs. So this wouldn't be the first time players have basically like skipped training or done a madness there. But for some reason they went extra hard on Messi.
Yeah, that's a good point. You know, I actually did it from that because he does get sponsored by Visit Saudi Arabia. I don't know if you guys know. So he is sponsored by them. So every time that happens in Saudi Arabia, he has to do it. So that is a good point. But I genuinely think for me, what a disaster of a project in it PSG has become, man.
Mate, do you know what? That might be the main reason, yeah, because like. In fact, saying that, when Messi came back from the World Cup, they wanted him gone anyway. Before the World Cup even started, the fans wanted him out. Yeah, and then do you remember they were using the Messi shirts as doormats and that, going into the bars and that. Like, it's crazy, but maybe Mbappe's maybe involved. I don't know. Mbappe's like wanted to be the star. Neymar's there. Messi's there. He can't really be the star when he's got them two there. Like, he is a star, and they love him more than Messi and Neymar, but the world loves Neymar and Messi more than probably Mbappe. Yeah, because of what they've done over their careers. Yeah, and Mbappe is the next one in that line, but I don't know, man. Like that club's in a bit of trouble. I can't lie. They're struggling as well, man. Marseille are only 5 points behind them. Yeah, and they played Kolasinac in the free the other night. Alexis scored the winner. Gendouzi was on the pitch. Tavares came on. It's like Arsenal light. Like, Arsenal light, man. 5 points behind. How are they competing with PSG, bro? How's that even possible?
PSG have lost. I think they've lost so many games this season. I forgot how many it's a record apparently this year already. How many games they've actually lost? Like
Gautier, they're
Gautier, yeah, they've lost 6 league games, man.
6 leagues, yeah, that's mad.
They've lost 2 out of their last 5. I watched them against Rennes the other night. Was it Rennes? I think it was Rennes. Yeah, they went 1-0 down, and then Hakimi got a straight red.
Straight red, No, you got 2 yellows actually. It was 2 yellows, I think it was.
Was that the home game they lost? Because I had that on the one they lost 3-1.
Yeah, 3-1.
Yeah, I had that one, and then I thought, I sod this, man. I thought they'll come back anyway.
Yeah, Lorient, that was it. Lorient. I'm sure it was Lorient. That guy played for them. Left foot, the baller in midfield.
I put the Liverpool game back on, and then I didn't bother checking the score. And then I did a show with Lewis, and I thought, let me see if they won, and they lost 3-1. And now see Marseille were losing with 15 minutes to go. It's 1-0. Now I checked it the day after and see that they scored 2 in a minute, and they won the game. Marseille, Sanchez winner. Alexis still doing his thing, man. I missed that guy. Yeah,
bro,
that guy was a proper baller.
I don't miss him. The guy,
he had a mirror at United.
Bro, he's told me dreams, man. That Alexis Sanchez, bro. With that piano, everything, and I just thought to myself, and then he just literally scored 3 goals for United. Like, it was mad, bro.
It's crazy, isn't it? It is mad when you think about how poor he was there, man. Let's talk about United, man, because you lot got a game tonight,
bro.
Against Brighton Munich, bruv. Brighton Munich.
I think
listen, a lot of teams are getting whacked by them. Their last home game, they slapped Wolves 6-0, man.
Yeah, with their B team, team as well. That was with their B team, man. Listen, I'm not lying to you. I'm fearing the worst today, man. And that's
they're beating you today, man.
They're beating us. 100%. Because in the day, I predicted. I think did I pick a draw? I think I predicted a draw. Yeah, 2-2.
Yeah,
I genuinely 2-2 winning today, man. So Brighton will absolutely suffocate us. They'll dominate midfield. I think defensively they're aggressive with Webster. I think Webster's very underrated, man. And the back line, Esteban and the right back, they go forward as well. Veltman. They're a good team, I know they're gonna lose McAllister to Liverpool, but they'll replace him. They got this new Enciso, which has come out of nowhere, and he's balling out now, bro. And the only kind of thing for me, they've got Danny Welbeck, who isn't a prolific goal scorer. He can score goals.
Salah, bro. He's better than Salah.
You're never gonna let that one go. But you know what?
Man, it's got more tech than Salah. I ain't having anyone tell me different.
Big up Danny Welbeck, man. He's from my ends, man. So big up to him. But you know what it is, though? I think ultimately, I just don't think United will be able to cope with the intensity again away from home. I don't think our style of play is not. We're not there yet. It's okay at home when it's home comforts and the crowd are here, and you got the 12th man and all that nonsense. But when you're away from home, I generally think we're not there yet in terms of what Ten Hag wants.
Your away record shit as well, man.
Shit, man. It's rubbish.
Why do you think that is, though? Because under Ollie, your away record
I know,
bad.
But then our home form was bad under Ollie. Our home form was bad under Ollie, but it was away from home. We were amazing. Now it's gone the other way. I think ultimately, the mentality, I still think the players are fragile. Some of them, they still need to be gone, whether you like it or not, whether they're playing well now. I'm judging this season for this season. Next season, I still want half of them gone. You know what I mean? But ultimately, it comes down to mentality. It comes down to also Ten Hag naivety away from home. Substitution, sometimes I feel like he gets it wrong. I think the game plan, sometimes he overthinks it. Sometimes, I just see a Liverpool game where he was, he's trying to press them 1v1. I was like, listen, man, what are you doing? Trying to press them 1v1, you're going to get exposed. You seen it with the Dalot goal. Dalot was nowhere to be seen. Fred was in his position. So I think sometimes Ten Hag, underestimates what teams can do and away at home, and I think he just misjudges it sometimes, complicates it. But this team also, as well, mentally they're fragile. As soon as they concede one goal, bang! It's all like, you know what? It's all done. It's gone. The game's gone. Like, we don't have that quickness Right, 1-1, 2-1. Let's get back into it. Away from home, heads just go down, they drop. And when they drop, it goes 1, 2, 3, bang.
That's a mentality thing, though, man. That's
why Chelsea not conceded goals? Like, Chelsea haven't been smashed still. Apart from today, they've not been smashed 2, 3, 4 away from home. It's 1, 2, 1, etc., etc. Whereas us, we get smashed when we go away from home.
Chelsea conceded less goals than Arsenal.
But that's what I'm saying.
Even after we slapped 3 past them the other night.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy how
this season's been mad, though, man. Like Liverpool can still get top 4, man. I don't think they will. But can you imagine if they did get in the top 4 though after the shit season they've had?
You see me, bro. I'm nowhere to be seen. No more anything. I am literally gone until next season. You won't see me. If we bottle this top 4, wallahi, everybody can come to me and say, you are the biggest bottle job, you are a disgrace, you are everything. I swear down to you, I can get it from anyone.
You got to see it through. How many more home games you got left? Like 2?
We got Wolves at home. We've got Chelsea at home. So Frank Lampard, stay in your job. And then we've got
you got West Ham away at the weekend.
West Ham away, and then we've got
Bournemouth away.
Hey,
Bournemouth away.
Bournemouth away. That could be tricky.
And then you got Chelsea at home, Fulham at home.
Yeah, and then Wolves. Yeah, in 2 weeks. So I think the home form will keep us in. No, Lee, don't do this. The home form will keep us in.
I don't know, man. They're only 4 points behind you.
Yeah, but we got 2 games in hand though. We got 2 games in hand.
Mate, that's all well and good, man. But games in hand, points on the board. I don't know. Like,
Listen. Yeah, Liverpool. It's all well and good. You're doing this now when the pressure's off. Similar to the Arsenal, isn't it? When the pressure's off, it's all well and good playing good football.
Look at Arsenal first 30 minutes the other night playing great football again. Then, man, like it's like. Odegaard out again. It's like, where was this against City, mate?
Odegaard, I told you, my lead, man. He's a baller, man. Believe in him.
He's a baller.
Nah, come on, man. Right, before
I do think he.
Go on, Tobes.
Go on. No, I was going to say with Odegaard, I do think he's a baller, man. He's quality. I think sometimes some of your fans go over the top with him, and he's got this Eriksen tendency that Eriksen had for us, where like this guy is so talented, and yet there are just some games where he just coasts, and you're like in your head you're just thinking like you're too good to be coasting in this type of game. Like you should sort of take control of this match. But that being said, these 14 goals in the league this season, no penalties, whilst dictating the way he does, I think you have to give him credit, man.
It's almost like he watched my streams at the back end of last season where I was telling him to shoot more. Like. Yeah. I'm taking full credit for his 14 goals. He's got the same amount of assists in the league as Haaland, which is crazy, really.
He will never be De Bruyne. He will never be De Bruyne. He will never be a big game player where
he'll never run a game like that. They're different types of players, though, man.
Type of players,
the thing is, though, with this, he's actually ran big games, though. Like he's ran big games this season. It's just I feel like I don't know. Like sometimes there's a specific type of fixture sometimes with him, like Newcastle this upcoming weekend. Like I can put my money on it that Odegaard is not going to have a good game because that game is ultra physical, ultra intense. I feel like sometimes there are games where it does get the better of him, and I also feel like there are sometimes because teams know how good he is now, they double up on him. They double up on him. So
Southampton run through our midfield, man. They were just on it. Yeah.
So like even Newcastle in the reverse fixture at home, like they said today, they played like a 4-5-1.
Yeah, Joel Linton was in that position. I think that's just stopping.
Yeah, and I just felt like they just put him in a body bag.
But this is the thing, like when you have to do that if you're certain teams, though, isn't it? Like if you're Man City, you can just play round us. Yeah, and like if you're a Newcastle, Southampton. Teams like that. I'm not dissing Newcastle, by the way, but certain teams know that they can't play football against us. So what they do is they just go, right, Saka's a danger man, Odegaard's a danger man, double up on both of them. Yeah. Yep. If you stop the ball going from them to Jesus or them to Martinelli or someone, you stop Arsenal. Yeah, like Thomas Partey's not going to run through and burst through 3 and score a screamer. Like, do you know what I mean? They're the ones that are going to score the goals. If you stop the ball getting to Martinelli, that's 9 times out of 10 coming from Odegaard. Like crossing into the box and stuff like that, or into Jesus If you stop stop it at source, that's it. And if you look at the games that we've not won this season, that's exactly what's happened. Like Everton bullied us, bullied us in midfield, man. It's crazy. But listen, there is 1,400 people in here. There's nowhere near enough likes on this. We're not even on 250, and you lot are moving.
250 likes. Come on,
not even
man.
250, 246. What's that all about?
They're inverting the likes, man. They're inverting the likes.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
It's probably Arteta, man. The inverted fullbacks, man. That's what they're doing, man.
Hey, mate, I beg Tierney goes to Man City next season. Yeah, because apparently they want him. Yeah, you watch, because I guarantee he won't be playing inverted.
You play. He'll go.
Tierney, Lee, can you admit that you overgas Tierney?
No, not at all.
He's the best left back in the league. He's not the best left back in the league.
You cannot name one.
No, he's not.
A better defensive left back.
He's not even better than Andy Robertson.
Oh, turn it in. You're telling me he can't defend better than Robertson?
He's not better than Robertson. He ain't better than Robertson.
Can he defend better than Robertson?
No.
Oh, this is wild. I'm not doing this, bro. I'm not doing this.
And I don't think he's better. I think he's a similar level to like your Chilwells. Like they're good. Tierney's a good player.
Oh, get out of here, man.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
Why did I invite you on?
Teo Hernandez is better than him. That's another one.
He can't defend.
I'm having Cancelo at left back over him, even though Cancelo can't defend.
He definitely can't.
I'm having. Who else am I having at left back over him? Who else am I having at left back over him? I like Nuno Mendes at PSG. He's a beast.
He's not bad.
Ake, man. Ake's the best left back in the league.
Ake's a better defender than him. He is.
I think Ake's the best.
He is a better defender.
Do me a favor. This is wild.
I've just listed facts. I've just listed Rafa facts.
No, but Cancelo can't defend. Yeah, Cancelo can't defend. Neither can Teo Hernandez. Like, he can't defend. Not as good as
he can't. But he's a better left back overall.
No, but ultimately your job is to defend as a left back. Like,
it is.
They can't defend.
But
Robertson, I'll give you. Robertson's very good at defending, yeah, and he can cross a ball. But now,
if I gave you Cancelo or Nathan Ake, who are you picking?
Cancelo or Nathan Ake?
Yeah, they're both to play left back for your team. Who are you picking?
I'm taking Ake because he can defend.
No, you're
Cancelo.
not, man. You're taking Cancelo, man. Come on.
Who's Pep taking?
It depends on the system.
Who's Pep taking, bro?
Pep won two league titles with Cancelo. He was playing
about to win one with Ake there.
I do think everyone thinks Cancelo's washed now. He's not washed. It's just
Arsenal are linked to him, and it wouldn't surprise me one bit if we signed him.
Yeah, you're getting all the rejects, man. I tell you, man. Arteta's doing the old.
Yeah, Man City light, bro. Pep Guardiola's a smart guy, yeah. Like he's already looking at Tierney for next season, right? Why aren't you looking at Cancelo coming back? Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah, he got rid of Zinchenko because he can't defend. Like, would Tierney have switched off? All jokes aside, yeah, would Tierney have switched off for that goal Chelsea scored the other day?
No.
Way in a million years, mate.
Well, he has switched off like that before. But I
did against West Ham. He did against West Ham.
He has switched off like that before, yeah. But I do agree with you. I don't think
week in, week out. When you're not in the team week in, week out, and you're being asked to play inverted, which Tierney has been asked to do, that ain't his game. That's like getting the air stewardess to fly the plane. Like, it just wouldn't happen.
Yeah, but then it's a balance, right? It's a balance. Because what? Zinchenko, he gives your team greater control when you're in possession, but the drawback of that is when he has to defend, he's not going to be as good as Tierney because fundamentally he's a poor defender. He is a poor defender.
But then this is why Pep got rid of him. And I'll tell you now, right? When you've looked at the big games Man City have played this season, they've played John Stones in midfield, and then they've gone 4 behind Haaland. Yeah, so they don't need an inverted fullback. Yeah, because they've got the overload there anyway with 4 in mid, like a 4 straight. When he played against us, he did 4 behind. And he did it against Bayern Munich. And the way they controlled them games against us, well, they battered us, but against Bayern Munich. And even when Bayern Munich had a little sniff, they were always in control of that game. Yeah, and that was with the 4. And I know next season he'll probably go with that again. Yeah, in most games next season. There'll be games where he will switch his tactics around and they're starting 11s and that, of course, yeah. But in every big game, he will not be doing this inverted shit. Yeah, he's already ahead of the game, man.
You always have a new plan.
He pioneered the inverted shit though, because he was doing it with.
And now he's gone. Yep, Arteta's using that. Lovely. We'll go something else now. Bro, he's one of these managers. Yeah, that all of his little students of the game, they'll get a little bit. Yeah, but they're never gonna get the full thing. Yeah, because he 100% he was hiding tactics from Arteta, man. 100%. Yeah, like 100%. Bro, like I said this to Matty, yeah, done a fan camp, big up Southern Guna. Yeah, he said if you're the coach, you don't want to train a coach to be better than you, do you? Like you're not going to train him to be better than you. Like because now he's coming for your title. Yeah.
To be honest, I don't know how it works. I don't know.
I don't think he will be ever. That's the problem. Again, like I said to you, Arteta needs to create his own way. I think he'll do that next year. I think, to be fair, I think Arsenal will still be in around there. I don't think Arsenal will be shit next year, but everyone else will get better.
And we can't be resting our players in the Champions League either.
Well, there you go.
So, yeah, man, listen, it's been a lit show, man. Big up to everybody still inside, 1,300. Make sure you sub to Saeed. Link is in the title, and Tobe's link is in the title as well. We're still not even on 350. Like, you lot are shameless. I can't lie. 1,300 still here, and we're not even... It's mad. Saeed, what you got coming up, man?
Yeah, I'm going live, in about 50 minutes. I've got a Nice fan with me. I found a Nice fan.
You found a Nice fan?
Yeah, I found a Nice fan.
It's not Sir Jim, is it?
No, it's not Sir Jim. It's definitely not Sir Jim. Yeah, we're just going to be discussing who Jim Ratcliffe really is. I want to put bias aside. I know there's a lot of people who are pro-Qatari, but I want to know who he is. I want to know what he did at Nice, and I just want to do it impartially. So, yeah, tune in to find out all about Jim Ratcliffe, 3 p.m.
There you go, man. Tobes, what you got coming up, man?
I've not really got anything, but I'll probably do something tomorrow. Yeah.
You crack me up, I swear. This guy. Oh, that's mad. Big up to everyone in it. Let me see if I can just link. I don't know if you've got it open. Bear with me 1 second.
Yeah,
so
it's
I can
open.
redirect everybody to your stream.
Yeah, nice one, bro. Appreciate it.
Yeah, let me see if I can do that because there's a way to do it. 1 second, in customization, redirect.
What are you doing, sorry?
Just redirect everybody to the side channel. Yeah, man, there you go. Come on. So when the stream ends, it just throws Saeed's channel straight up, and then it throws straight into the link I just put.
That's sick.
Yeah, I didn't even know you could do it, man. Cass told me. So big up Cass, man. But some channels don't have it open. Yeah, so now when this ends, everyone will be thrown straight to your channel. Yeah, and it'll throw you straight into your stream, even though it don't start for 50 minutes. But then they can set the reminder bell and go back to it, innit?
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
So, yeah, come on. Big up for both of you giving up your time as well, man. And
come on, always, I love the chat.
I want to say thank you as well, man, for 10K on the second channel. Oh, fuck. 10K on the second channel. Hit that.
Yeah, that's amazing.
No, I can't believe it, man. Fucking buzzing. So, yeah, I'm going to be dropping a video on that in a minute, in the next half an hour. And then I'm going to go and sit by the pool with my mum, man, and go and chill, get some vitamin D in that. So, yeah, it's all good, man.
All right, for some, man. You don't know when it's going to be sunny, raining down here.
Bro, it's every day's Sunday here, man. Every day's a Sunday. I'm going to go and sit by the pool, flip-flopping, sat in the mud. Life's good, man. We're out of it. I'll be back again tomorrow as well, man. I'll be back again tomorrow. Not sure what time with Henry. Probably evening or early in the morning because I'm out all day at the beach with my mum. So yeah, man. But we're gone. Adios. Ciao.